So here is the style transfer effect. Here you have an original image and you can also have a style image, which Photoshop has a few of the built-in style image that you can use. So when we combine these two images, Photoshop tries to apply the dominant features of the style image to the original image without really altering important features. So as you can see here, the output, as you can see, the background is really using the color theme of this image, and you can control how much the strength of this style image that you want to apply to this particular picture. So let's see this in action in Photoshop. So let's open a photograph with a human face in Photoshop. I have my Photoshop 2021 open, and this is the Photoshop of a woman. So once I open the Photoshop, I can click on the filter and neural filters. The menu gets enabled now. The goal here is to smooth the skin surface. As you can see, there are some spots in the skin and I would like to smooth it, and I would like Photoshop to intelligently do it. So I'm going to go ahead and select the neural filters. You will see that there are two kinds of filters. One is skin smoothing and style transfer. We are going to try skin smoothing because we want to smooth the skin. So I'm going to enable this and I'm going to adjust the smoothness. I'm just going to slide it to the little right and it will take a few seconds and then it will load it. And down here, as you can see, I'm selecting that the output is going to the new layer, so that I want to generate the non-destructive skin smoothing effect, and you will see what I mean when you see the new layer. Okay, so as you can see now, the skin smoothing is done and you can see how clear is the face now. So the output is going to the new layer, so I'm going to click OK. So let's look at the layer. So this is the top layer with the skin smooth. This is the original background, and let me disable the new layer. So now you can see this is the layer which was the original background, and this is the layer. I'm going to enable it, where the skin is smooth. So how it is going to just lay on top of the current image. So this is the original image, and I'm going to enable and disable the smoothing effect, and you see the image. So this is without smoothing effect. If I enable it, this is with the smoothing effect. Without smoothing effect, with smoothing effect, and you can just enable and disable this layer. So your original image remains untouched, and the new image smoothing effect is output to a new layer. Okay, this is one effect. Let's try another one, which is the style transfer. Now I'm going to apply the style transfer to the image. So I'm going to select the layer 1 on which I'm going to apply the style transfer. So I'm going to select the neural filters and then go back here. And this time I'm going to choose the style transfer, enable it, and then choose this image here as a default style. And now you can see Photoshop is trying to apply the style, and there are other options also in this style transfer. You can adjust the style strength using this style strength slider bar, and you can also apply brush use, the size of the brush, and also bulb background, and we'll experiment with each of these features. So style transfer, all it does is basically it applies those dominant feature of the style to the background, to the image. We will see how it looks like once it applies it. So as you can see, it has applied the style. Let's try to adjust the strength of the style. You can tone down a little bit by sliding this slider bar, and Photoshop is readjusting. Okay, now you can see it's much better. You can also adjust the brush size a little bit and also the background to smooth it out. Let's try to smooth out the background. The rough edges in the background will be smoothed out. Yeah, it looks much better now. The background is smooth, and you can just output this to a new layer. So it will come back to the original image. Now it should have 3 layers, right? So one for the face smoothing, other one for the style transfer, and the first one is the original image, right? So as you can see, the Photoshop has this non-destructive effect when it applies a neural filter, where the original image is kept intact and the layer 2 was the style transfer and the layer 0 was the skin smoothing, right? So the original image remains intact, and thus but Photoshop just keeps applying each neural filters one above another. So that's how the neural filter works in Photoshop. So we will look at neural filters in this particular video. So neural filter is a new technology that is introduced in Photoshop during Max conference in October 2020. So neural filter is a new technology where Adobe uses artificial intelligence to improve facial features with a really easy to apply interface, and it does it in a non-destructive way. So here is an example. So this is one of the skin smoothing neural filter which is available. So here is on the left you have an image which has some facial spots, and you can just apply the skin smoothing filter. Behind the scenes, Adobe Sensei looks at the image, looks at the spots in the image, and it does the heavy lifting for you. And this is the image after the applying the filter. See how smooth the image looks. Another kind of